Nothing.
Lately, people have been talking about Fern quite a lot.
Fern is the fastest growing documentary channel.
Chat, I've actually wondering about the chat. I won't watch it because people in chat were saying a Fern is bought out, whatever, and I saw a video about them being bought out. I actually want to know about this. It's only 12 minutes.
There's a channel called Fern?
Who is making these videos and how? So we decided to tell our origin story and to give you a look under the hood. We'll walk you through the 500 to 1,000 hours it takes to make a Fern video. And we'll give you a peek at what we're planning to do next.
Chat, I think it's obvious that this guy probably had a small operation, right? Just him and maybe some other people or whatever, right? Topic, question, editor, animator, boom, put it together, bang. And then it got bigger and bigger, and I think he lost, I feel like he kind of has less control over his brand now. I squeaked a little bit, it's my bad, sorry.
Alright, first, time for some lore. I am Jonas, or
This is my
Jonas
thoughts,
actually.
we'll see though.
You might have noticed already, but I'm German. In high school, I met David, or David, and we've been friends ever since. In 2015, we started a German channel called Simplicissimus in tribute to this classic satire magazine. Most people just call our channel Simply today, even for Germans the full name is quite the mouthful. We also started a commentary channel shortly after. We were still going to uni in the Netherlands at the time, and YouTube was just a hobby. But from the get-go, we were inspired by the greats on this platform.
Yeah, I can see that.
We've always been fans first. Every frame a painting, of course. The Nerdwriter, Kurzgesagt, Vox, CGP Grey, Veritasium, Vsauce, Let Me Know, Captain Christian, Neil Halloran. The list goes on and on and on.
I can see a lot of these guys
were, in their own way, making an impact. And this might sound a bit corny, but we wanted to make an impact too. That often involves reaching many people, which works best in English on this platform. So in the summer of 2019, we gave it a shot with Reezy. It actually worked quite well, and the channel hit 100,000 subs within the first 4 or 5 videos.
Actually cool.
Simone Yetch tweeted about our video on Shell's greenwashing at the time, just weeks before her Wired cover. That was cool. But we were out of uni at this point, barely making any money with YouTube and keeping ourselves afloat with editing gigs. So ultimately, we didn't manage to keep both channels running. Reezy died, did under 100k subs over time, and this banner has been a big-ass lie ever since. Around the same time, Simply joined Funk, essentially a network financing and producing content for young people funded by the German public broadcasting system. And this marked a real turning point for us. We got professional journalistic training and a stable budget to build a team and make better content. We had some truly great years there, but it was not all great, and we decided to leave Funk in 2022 for a variety of reasons. One of them being that it was nearly impossible for us in that setup to try and restart Reezy. First, we kinda got off track with a bigger streaming documentary on Russian government hackers who hacked the CIA were catalysts for the bonus waiting after your first card payment.
So he said this is
the
whatever.
links in the description.
Why? So he said this is whatever. Like the beginning part. What about it? I'll go back then.
In Amsterdam, and we just try and restart documentary on Russian government hackers though. It's actually available on Fern, but for complicated legal reasons without all the
Because I trust the chatters that I know in chat.
Just when we were finishing off that project, we met Elmer. He already ran his channel Hook. All 3 of us were living in Amsterdam, and we connected over our shared views on YouTube and what was missing. Elmer was a gifted animator and storyteller, and at the forefront of using 3D in his videos. David and I had a team of journalists and mostly 2D animators and knew how to run a YouTube channel at scale. An idea began to form. What if we joined forces? Over the course of almost a year, we developed Fern. The name is a play on the German words Fernweh and Fernsehen. The former describes a feeling of homesickness for a place you've never been, and the latter means to watch television. It's also planned in English, hence the green. On July 11th, 2023, we went live, and it all became pretty crazy, pretty fast.
True. Now they kind of popped off.
Nowadays, we shoot content all across the globe. Revolut helps us manage our money while we're on the move.
Really, man?
We can pay in local Back to 2023.
Really?
It's probably not an overstatement that our videos on the hunt for the dark web king and the kids who hacked the CIA were catalysts for this subgenre. The mystery board flooded YouTube. Copies of our 3D thumbnail style would go on to become a defining feature of AI slop content. We'll cover that in a different video soon.
Yeah, true,
and we want
actually.
to stress that we didn't invent most of this. Lemino had been using 3D in brilliant ways.
Chad, the main problem that these guys, in my opinion, faced is the fact that they made their channel, people copied, and there's so many AI shit overall, and all these guys got views on TikTok, whatever, that it ended up making them look bad. Like they're doing that, they are the AI slop, because all the other guys, it's not that they're big, is that all of them combined ended up having so many views that that's all people saw was all the slop dog shit, and they would go and say, yo. So now the new people coming in, they're like, oh, this is AI slop, when in fact they were the original one, and they're still making original shit. It's just very weird.
In his videos
it
way
really sucks
earlier,
it's like
so had
that.
our friend Neo and others. We actually got the
Who's he
inspiration for the
talking to?
first board thumbnail from his Bin Laden video and asked him if he'd be chill with us creating our own version. In any case, Fern was delivering these types of videos on a near weekly basis, thanks to countless hours of work by a hyper-dedicated team. And that was new, helping the channel grow very quickly. But more on our team and workflows in a minute, because pretty quickly there was a problem. Elmer noticed that working in a setting like this wasn't working for him. Experimentation and scene building in Blender increasingly became feedback on Frame.io and chasing people for script deadlines. And it was tough to not let his personal channel hook slide. 4 months after launch and about 15 videos in, he quit. But he continued doing voiceovers, since he was the main established voice of the channel at this point, which was incredibly kind. We're friends to this day, and I think it was a good decision for him. There's no drama here, it's just how things go sometimes.
Wait, hold on.
But for David and me at that moment, it posed a huge challenge. We'd only really managed to get Fern off the ground with a third person on board. Now we had to run Simply, Fern, and our other projects in parallel. We were at the end of our 20s, managing a team of around 60 employees and freelancers. The rocket was flying into space, and we were hopelessly overwhelmed. There were many stressful periods during our YouTube career, that's just part of it. But this was a whole different beast. Lost in HR, sales, business operations, production coordination, and legal stuff, we could barely focus on the actual content anymore. We realized that we just couldn't keep going alone, especially if we wanted to keep up the video quality. And that's when we started talking to Electrify. Their business model is pretty straightforward. Electrify invests in creators, stabilizes their business, and takes a bunch of operational tasks off their shoulders. The creators maintain full editorial and creative control and have final say over sponsors. We quickly understood that the audience's trust is the one thing that matters on YouTube, especially in edutainment.
That can make sense.
If your quality drops, your audience leaves and your business collapses. So any sustainable YouTube operation needs to put quality first at all times.
I want to hear this.
We intrinsically knew that, and apart from that, just always want to make better, more meaningful content with the biggest possible impact. But we needed any possible partner to understand this too. While considering it, we spoke to Derek from Veritasium about his experiences. He'd been with Electrify for quite some time at this point, and his work-life balance had improved dramatically, while the channel kept making some of the best content on this platform. For us, the proof was in the pudding. We believed in their business model, and after months of consideration, decided to partner with them starting the 1st of January 2020.
I mean, Chad, I think that's a perfect example. If you saw somebody that's a bigger size, that it has worked for him,
xQc
and it works. I've never seen that difference in their content. If it worked out, I mean, I think it's a good model to yeah.
25.
It makes sense.
And that move was an absolute game changer for us. The change took time, and at times the transition was rocky. But ultimately, they took so many tasks off our hands. HR, sales, legal, etc., etc. We managed to refocus on the content and stabilized our operations. We're now...
Chad, the reality is that these were flying high at the time. But if they got hit with like a massive lawsuit, they would have fucking been gutted. Uploading would have been really hard.
Guys,
all of that bullshit would have been so bad, they would have been bankrupt.
We're able to make longer, more in-depth videos with way more boots on the ground. Our visual quality increased significantly as well as we grew both the writer's room and the production team. There are amazing ex-Netflix and BBC folks working at Electrify with decades of production and process experience. One of them helped us pull off the Wakhan production, for which we successfully sent Valley to Afghanistan. That documentary has won 4 awards so far, and we are so proud of it. And we have so much more coming this year. We're experimenting with reenactments. We have several investigations coming for you, some bizarre, some chilling. We interviewed incredible people to bring you their stories. And of course, we're planning new videos with Valley. Maybe that's a good moment to give you a little insight into how... The
main problem was when they started changing the voice guy. I think that they could have done this for 10 years, but nobody noticed or whatever. Nobody blinks an eye. But he said that the main thing is about the content itself, and when they changed the voice, right, on one of the videos, so it is at the same time as this transition, of course people were going to say something about it.
how we're making all of this content. The entire next part is totally inspired by Kurzgesagt's 1200-hour video. Their quality standards in general have always been a benchmark for us, and I'd probably faint if I ever met their founder Philip in person. We emailed a couple of times though, that was exciting. Overall, about 100 people work on our videos. Not all full-time, of course. So, we have an endless list of topics coming from all over. Things that interest David and me, internal pitches, suggestions from viewers. Generally, we work on about 30 projects at any given time. We try to balance ambitious productions with more straightforward content like true crime. When covering crime, we usually try to find stories that have a second layer, something you can take away from the video aside from the thrill. We aim for a colorful, unpredictable mix, so you'll never know what's gonna come next. We also collaborate with established outlets. They often have far more resources than us, and it's an honor to spread their reporting. Once a topic has been selected, we spend days, sometimes weeks, doing initial research. Then we discuss how we could tell that story. Then more days, weeks, or sometimes even months of research follow, often trying to find and interview experts or protagonists. This comes with its own challenges, for example finding film crews all across the world to work with us. Then the main journalist covering the story writes the script under the supervision of an editor-in-chief. Yet another editor-in-chief provides a third pair of eyes, and every video gets a fact-check by our dedicated fact-checking team. Sometimes we bring in additional outside experts to weigh in on science or history questions. We still make mistakes, but we try to correct them as best we can. Once the script is done, the production team rolls in and cooks. Oftentimes our art directors have already been involved during the script process to make sure interviews are filmed in a certain way, for example. A team of cutters, 2D and 3D animators, musicians...
Okay, I get it. The only part I wanted to add to this video was this part right here, and I watched it. Anyway, what else? What's the idea, Jimmy? I watched it. I get it. Chat's getting antsy. I'm moving on. It's all good. What else? Chat, that's the part that I wanted, that I needed.
I swear to God, you're like